Commercial painting is just better than residential painting, but there's a lot more to it. It's complex. It can be risky if you don't know what you're doing. So let's take a look at some of the benefits of getting into commercial work. So I think there's no secret that commercial painting is exciting, it's lucrative, it's attractive, and I know that there's a lot of horror stories out there about commercial painting because there are a lot of things that can go wrong, and when things go wrong, it can be really costly. So it's really important that you know what you're doing and you avoid the risks and prevent the big mistakes so you don't learn some of those lessons the hard way and don't put yourself or your business at risk. But in this video, we want to really look at the amazing benefits to commercial painting and what makes it a better, more attractive business than residential. Before we say that, I will say it's important that you have a strong foundation in residential painting before getting into commercial painting. If you're someone who thinks, hey, I think I can skip that and go straight to it, reach out, we'll talk, and we'll let you know if that's something that we'd recommend doing for you or not. So the first huge benefit to commercial painting is the clients. You just have better clients than you do in residential painting. The clients you have are better for many reasons. Number one, they aren't as picky, right? They're maintaining properties and buildings. You're not painting the living room that they're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner in. You're oftentimes painting office buildings, HOA fences, things that need to be protected, they need to be done, but they're not getting nitpicked because they're not having their Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner in those rooms. The second thing that's really nice about these clients is they have a long pipeline of projects. An example of a commercial client might be a property manager who's got 100 properties they manage, and all of those properties need to be maintained, and there's a lot of maintenance that goes into that. They don't have time to manage you and micromanage and constantly babysit you because they've also got to manage the landscaping and the plumbing and the handyman, the carpentry and the water line that broke and all the other things on all these properties. They need someone who can come in and they say, hey, I need this painted. You get them a bid, you paint it, don't cause any problems, and that's it. So they have this long pipeline of deals. They're also better clients because once you've built a great relationship with them, eventually you can even bid off market, where they're essentially giving you bids and you're not really competing anymore. It's more about serving your clients, and it's more of a service business than a sales business, which is just less of a grind and a lot easier, and it's really enjoyable to do. You also get way more business per customer. So that's the big first benefit, is way better customers in commercial painting. The second huge benefit is you can have fewer clients. If you want to run $1 million company and you're doing residential painting, that might be 200 customers in a year. And those 200 customers, when are they going to hire you again? Some of them maybe the next year, but most of them probably never again, or not for 4 or 5 or 6 years. In commercial painting, you could do $1 million a year like Matt does. He's one of our Painting Business Pro members. He's been doing commercial painting for a while. He's right around $1 million a year with primarily 7 commercial clients who all just feed him work that he's got long-term established relationships with. So you can do this with way fewer clients, way less contact, way fewer phone calls. You're not working through 500 estimates and 600 leads or 800 leads or whatever to 500 estimates to 200 clients. Way fewer clients is a huge advantage to commercial painting. Number 3, bigger jobs. Who doesn't like bigger jobs? If your average job size in commercial could be $20,000 or $30,000, your average house is $5,000, your commercial job, you might be doing 5 or 6 of those jobs for a single client. It's just an easier business. You can be on one job site for a longer period of time. It's just easier when you're doing fewer jobs. Next, we've got great profit margins. Now that's not true for all commercial painting, and this is one thing we'll get into in another video, and we certainly get into in our training course. But there are different segments to the commercial painting industry, and what we really encourage people to get into is the parts of the industry where there's really healthy margins. A quick example is one of my companies is Foothills Painting. Ben runs that company. One of the commercial projects we landed was over $300,000 for the first section, and we made almost 60% gross profit on that project. All right, so you can make really amazing profit margins if you're in the right type of work, which we teach people to get into. And finally, not the last reason, but the 5th one we'll give in this video is it's just less chaotic, right? So when you're doing residential painting, you're churning out so many jobs, so many customers. If you're doing 200 jobs in a year, you're doing 4 every single week, 5 a week. It's just a lot of moving to different job sites, scheduling the next few jobs, finishing these jobs. It's chaotic, it's crazy. You're also knocking out tons of estimates. With commercial, you're maybe bidding just a handful of jobs a month. You're winning most of them because they're relationships. You're spending more time just planning and organizing. Once you start a job, you're there for longer. Payment terms can be flexible and negotiable if you're doing the right type of work. And it can just be a much better business to run. The example I gave earlier, Matt does about $1 million a year in commercial and he has one employee. Try to do $1 million a year in residential and you might lose your mind. It's gonna be way, way more work, way more chaotic trying to do that in residential than in commercial. So huge, huge opportunities. We've got another video about when do you know if you're ready to get into commercial painting. I think every single painting contractor should be exposed to it for all of the benefits that are there, but you should do it when the time is right. So we've got another video you can check out about when to know you're ready for commercial painting. And when you are, we're definitely here to help you out.